Yo, what is up, guys? We are back here with another video. Today we are going to be going over the Series 1 rules that have just dropped for competitive Pokemon VGC. And yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy. So we confirmed have the the ladder dropping tomorrow at December 2nd on Thursday. So I will be streaming that tomorrow, so you guys should definitely be checking out my Twitch in the description down below. We will be getting rank 1 on the first day. I'll be making sure to grind it out properly so we get that, and it goes until Tuesday, January 31st, right? Now obviously this is really important because it kind of gives us an idea of how long these series are going to last. And the fact that it lasts until January 31st tells us that at least for the first event, when it comes to Scarlet and Violet, it is going to be in Series 1. So we will have a Series 1 regional, and that's good to know, so for like actual competitions. Now, for the eligible Pokemon, for the most part, most of the dex is intact, but we did lose a really key, I guess not gimmick, but like a key part of Paldea, which is the Paradox forms. So this format will actually be not using Paradox forms, which to me is like, I'm not surprised. I would have probably liked to play with them, but also too, like, it got rid of the Rune legendaries, which to be honest, I did not like the Rune legendaries too much. So it's like kind of in the middle for me. Like, I actually don't particularly mind it too much. But yeah, we are going, what's it called? Back to this format. Originally, I was kind of more annoyed. I was like, I wish they'd let us play with everything. But the more I thought about it and the more I played versus the Rune Pokemon, I was like, it's probably okay, at least for now. So yeah, we are going to be playing in this rule set. You guys will see like most of the decks is allowed. It's going to be a very interesting format. I'd say this is the closest in power level to 2014-ish. And it was not like 2017. I think 2017's power level was a little bit higher than this. And I think the power level has substantially like dropped a little bit. Now don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily think like the Pokemon are bad or they're not like good per se. It's just less so that like they're like, they don't have like crazy stats as a whole. When you take away like the decks that we originally had with the Paradox Pokemon, like it completely changes the game. I think this format has the potential to be like a very like balanced format. Like you can play defensively or offensively, but like your offensive options aren't going to be crazy to where it forces everyone to play offensive. So I'm actually really interested to see how that works out. So what I want to do is also just talk about a couple of the Pokemon that I thought got better because of these changes, or like because of the certain bans of the Paradox Pokemon. So a couple of ones I wanted to highlight were Dondozo and Tatsugiri. So these guys are two that I thought were kind of okay going into this first format, like if assuming Paradox Pokemon were allowed. But without Paradox Pokemon, they actually become like quite a little bit more annoying, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're uncounterable. It just means that they're a bit stronger, right? That being said, I don't necessarily think that like they'll be like #1 team everywhere, but I do think that they're like a lot more potent, and you do have to now like really be careful when you're playing versus them because they're a little bit better and they have like less things that can check them in the format, right? Then a couple of other Pokemon that I think are really going to succeed from this rule set. Garchomp. Garchomp is just an incredibly strong pseudo Pokemon. It's probably the best one they've ever designed in terms of its stats and everything. So I expect Garchomp to be a really good Pokemon in this format. And it's going to be something that's, it's regional dex Garchomp. 2017 Garchomp was one of the best Pokemon. Garchomp's probably going to be one of the best Pokemon again. Arcanine, really solid Intimidator. Definitely probably going to see it appearing in places, right? And as well, too, we have Pokemon like Amoonguss as well that are going to appear, right? These are probably like your top 3 options, if I had to guess right now. Mostly because of just like the utility they provide and what they can give to a team. They're just so strong, and I could just see them being super useful. And Terrestrialization really benefits some of these Pokemon. So like, for example, Amoonguss like actually really like enjoys Terrestrialization. Gyarados, a Pokemon that's like been a okay Intimidator, but like always needed like a little bit of a push, like has access to Terra Flying, which means it can actually use a flying stab move in this format, which is like crazy. There's a lot of different things that you can do with Terrestrialization. The one thing that I hope they don't do with this series, stuff, is take away Terrestrialization as a mechanic, because they did that with Dynamax in Sword and Shield. I would rather them just commit to having like their mechanic the whole game. I really enjoy like when Pokemon is played like with the rule sets and the like not the gimmick of the game, but like the like mechanic of the game in mind. And I don't find it enjoyable when like they make a mechanic and then they like back out on it. So I really hope that like we get to play with Terrestrialization for quite a while, and get to utilize it, because I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a cute concept, and I think I would really enjoy playing it like more of the season than not, you know. But yeah, there are a lot of Pokemon that benefit. I think Garchomp, Arcanine, Gyarados, Amoonguss are immediately the Pokemon that come to mind. Tyranitar instantly gets a lot better. Tyranitar was a little bit weakened because of the state of the Paradox Pokemon being a little bit too strong for it, but now it basically becomes like one of the better Pokemon. Even stuff like Palafin becomes a bit better. Dragapult becomes way better. Hydreigon becomes way better. There are just so many more like options now that weren't open before because of the power level of the format that are now open. Even Goldango, which is a Pokemon that like I didn't really rate too highly because like Fluttermane was a better like ghost type. There were just some other better like utilizations of, you know, Pokemon. Like Goldango's actually kind of a threat now. Like this Pokemon can actually do stuff. And it makes me very excited to actually see how this Pokemon is going to be utilized, because I think that now, like, because of all these changes, a lot of Pokemon in Paldea that wouldn't have shined will shine, right? A couple of other Pokemon I think are really solid. Garganical is a really crazy one. It was already crazy in the previous format with Paradox Pokemon, so I think if without Paradox Pokemon, it'll be even better. So this is a Pokemon I would expect to see on a consistent basis and be prepared for. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just want to do a quick review and just give you guys my quick thoughts on some Pokemon that I think benefited. I am going to be doing 2 videos tomorrow. There will be 2 rental codes going up on YouTube tomorrow, and there will also be 2 rental codes going up on my Patreon. So make sure to check out both if you guys would like to obviously get access to everything. Make sure to check out coaching if you guys would like to improve at the game. You'd like me to help you guys reach your potential in this format and beyond, you know. And also, make sure to check out Twitter. I do post like information on Pokemon that have come out, Pokemon that are out, and like I actually make sure to post like interesting content on there related to VGC. As always, guys, I incredibly appreciate the support. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.